Good.
So I'm gonna show everyone today just how I adjust this particular little beauty. This is Emma, and she's 7 weeks and 4 days. 7 weeks and 4 days today, and we've been training her for a couple weeks now. And when she first came in, she was not this happy. She was red in the face and screaming pretty much all day, like maybe sleeping 1 or 2 hours at a time. Maybe, yeah. So Mom Brittany here was like desperate for some help. And so I said, bring her in, let's see what we can do. And so I learned some really good, what's called craniosacral therapy techniques from Lori Hendricks at a seminar. And that's what I've been doing with Emma, and she's doing great with it. So her head was also constantly back very far like this, and that's the only way she would rest and feel comfortable. So a couple of the things that I do, I know to someone who's not familiar with it, it can be scary to think, you're gonna let a chiropractor work on your baby? Like what? That sounds terrifying, but it's not anything like what I do with adults, and it's actually very fun and soothing. So right now she's snacking on my finger, which is fun. So what I do is I just start by giving her a little bit of digestive relief and releasing her little diaphragm and some tender points on her tummy. This one she loves at home, right? Mm-hmm. She like goes nuts for this. It's like one of the best ways we soothe her. And so we just very gently press under here, and I call this the around the world, and we just kind of sway. And Mom just was doing this in the lobby, and I guess she let out some really big burps and then was a little happier. So little babies sometimes just need a little bit of help. Their digestive systems are new. They're constantly trying new things, and they just need a little bit of relief and help as far as how they're feeling. So one thing to note is that Miss Emma is just peacefully kind of hanging out right now. Probably a couple, maybe like up to 3 of our visits, she was like screaming her face off for a lot of it, and just frustrated. But now she pretty much just kind of hangs out and goes with it for the most part. I think she kind of looks forward to it or something, you know? When she sees me, she's like, oh, you again. And then we're just going to work on a couple little tender spots too. Yeah, I know. And then part of what I'm going to do too is while I've got her nice and relaxed, I'm going to work on her cranial bones. So adults have bones in their skull that are completely fused, and hers are not. So we're just going to work very generally on a couple of spots, and it's a very light touch, like no more than you would press on your own eyelid. And we're just going to help make sure everything's moving, mobile, and that she is set up for success. So this part's pretty quick and easy. And if you're wondering, how could that light of a touch help a baby, or anyone for that matter, try pressing in some of the areas, some areas on your own skull, and it's actually kind of tender in some spots probably. And that's just, you know, people don't press on our heads often or with much pressure for a reason. And so, yeah, so she can actually feel quite a bit of what's going on, even though it doesn't look or feel like very much. Okay, good. So she was also kind of favoring looking to one side. She was looking more to the left, and wasn't looking to the right as much. So what I kind of do is work on her upper back and neck muscles too. So Mom, if you want to come lay down on the table. Okay. So we talked about before, she was always trying to be an extension, like that head back thing. So we've been just working with her pelvis to free up some of her movement and flexion too. And if you can see, she's super comfortable here. We can kind of do whatever we want to her at this point, but she did not love this and would not do this at her first visit whatsoever. And then since then, we've also kind of started stretching her side out. And this would make her scream before, but we're just lifting her up, stretching out this bottom side of her body, making sure she has all the mobility she needs to move around. Has she been sleeping better?
Yeah, except for like the last 2 days, because
Yeah.
the adjustment.
Yeah. So some days, obviously, babies are still babies, right? But overall, more than 1 or 2 hours.
Yeah, way
You had a 6-hour night at one point, I think, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. I feel like that's like gold for new moms.
Oh yeah, she was like 20 minutes at a time sleeping, so
Yeah.
that was bad.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
Definitely would not have been able to do this and would have been really uncomfortable and upset on the first couple of visits. All right. So go ahead and lay on your back. And I'm just going to lay her down and work in with her. Check this face out. Oh. So I'm just going to lay her down and kind of work on restoring motion in her little pelvis too. So she's comfy and happy here. She's with mom. And we're just kind of wiggle her little pelvis, make sure she's moving really nicely. Yeah. She sings to us on this one. This is one of the first things that would soothe her, right? She really liked it. And now we're just very gently trying to get everything relaxed. She was really not able to lay comfortably on her belly at all before. And she wasn't happy about anything we were doing before. So then I use this little tool, which feels, it's got more sound than anything. It doesn't feel like much. But I use it to encourage her pelvis to move and encourage her head to look, which she's looking to the right pretty well today. But we're just going to do a couple little light clicks, and that's all. So there's a few other things we do, but basically I wanted to make this video to show you that it's very safe, very gentle, and effective to treat babies. And I know for one, this little baby's life and his mom's life has drastically changed since they tried chiropractic. And what would you, Brittany, say to someone if they were just wondering, should I try a chiropractor? What should I do? Who should I go to? Where do I start? Because I know you've gotten advice from a lot of people.
Oh God. Definitely look into it. Don't start any medicine. Don't go to the hospital. Don't do that. Definitely work from the body inside out, and then just look around for any craniosacral, because that was the saving
That's
grace.
the thing, yeah. So she recommends craniosacral, and you know, one thing I'll add is sometimes it is important to make sure that there is not something bigger and very serious going on. So hospitals and doctors have their place, but if they kind of are going, here's a medicine, good luck, that's your cue to look elsewhere, try some alternative options, and who knows, you might just end up with a super happy, thriving, cute little baby because of it. So, all right, thanks. Hope you're having a good day.